Hi, so we're going to talk about the task and the description a little bit on building a computational model for drug-induced liver injury. So, in short, DILI. Quickly, what are the important things that we are looking for? Here, the first thing is the data. We have already provided you a link to a data set that has been published, so you can always use that. Or you could also, collect data from different sources like LiverTalks, DILI, and so on. As long as you include new data or any other sources, please kind of describe them. Yeah. So once you build your data set should have a unique identifier. That means a PubChem ID or a name and so on. And also the class, active or inactive. Since it's a binary classification, so you need to have two classes. You can choose the algorithm that you want to work with or that works better on your data set. Apart from that, the descriptors are of your choice, and as you will notice that this is a classical example of data imbalance. That means you will have a minority and majority class issue. So obviously you will have to use some data sampling techniques. So you need to describe that too. And eventually you need to build your model and you need to cross-validate them and test your model on external validation on different evaluation measures like accuracy, sensitivity, specificity, AUC/RC, F measure. Make sure the gap between the sensitivity and specificity is not too long, otherwise your model tends to be biased to a particular class, and that will be one of the selection criteria while on our side to choose which model is the best, right? You need to explain the applicability domain of your model. That means you need to check the chemical space, which is part of your model, and you need to see how well in which part of the chemical space your model performs best. This is important to know the strength and weakness of the model. And last, you need to compare your model with the current best performing models which are published. You can do a literature search on that, and you can see there are a lot of papers, and please select the ones that and have a reason behind selecting the method that you are comparing with. So once you're done, you need to upload your results to the portal and make sure you submit your data set. Annotate your data set, which has been your training data, which has been your external validation data, and so on. And save your model in pickle file and upload the pickle file, and also a script how to run your model on unknown data. Let's say if I'm a user, I want to use your model, I would just like to call your model in a small script, a Python script, and try to predict the compound that I want to predict, right? So a kind of a example script has been provided into the input form. You can have a look. Of course, you can customize it based on the methods and descriptors that you have used. And this is also important in case we run into a situation where we have many good performing models and we have to select one or two best, and we have to use your model. We have to go more in details about your model and have to call the pickle file and check in our small blind data set, which we know are very strange compounds to predict. We will use those model and see the strength of the models and how good your model is performing on that data. Apart from that, make sure your model not only predicts the active or inactive class, but it should also have a confidence score. Okay, I say this could be DILI active with 0.99, out of a score from 0 to 1, or if you consider percentage, then it should be like, the 99%, I'm sure it will be active. So this is it. I think this is a very fun problem. This is a problem which is very there's a lot to work on. It's not a very well described problem, so you can bring in a lot of creativity there and play with your data and understand it. And that's all. I look forward to your results and all the best.